We are expecting AirPods Pro 3 to launch this year, and so let's delve into all the upgrades we can expect, as well as the release day and price. So we begin with the actual design, because there's been rumors Apple may give the buds a refreshed look, but we don't have specific details as to what exactly is changing. I do remember AirPods Pro 2 were rumored to be stemless, but honestly I don't see Apple ever adopting a stemless design because the stems are just a superior way of controlling your media instead of having to tap the earbud and push it further into your ear like you do on stemless earbuds. So honestly the buds themselves probably won't look very different, and that's a non-issue. If anything, maybe Apple will make the sensors on the AirPods smaller. That's what happened with the AirPods Pro 2, and so I could see Apple giving us even smaller sensors on AirPods Pro 3, further giving us a minimal design. The case itself should be slimmer, should have a concealed LED indicator and also a front-facing capacitive button, which are changes we saw with AirPods 4 that I'm expecting AirPods Pro 3 to adopt. I do wish AirPods came in different colors, but at this point I've kind of stopped hoping for that because we've had 4 generations of regular AirPods and 2 generations of AirPods Pro, and they all just come in white. So I've just accepted that Apple's allergic to colors. I guess white is too iconic and helps AirPods stand out, and so expect AirPods Pro 3 to also retain this as well. I also have wished before for a frosted or matte finish on the case, since the glossy case we have right now can literally be scratched by the air, but this also likely won't be changing considering they could have given us matte cases years ago. Maybe they want your AirPods to get scratched up faster because maybe that'll get you to upgrade faster? Tim is out here playing 4D chess. But anyway, I expect the glossy case to stay. Another change that's expected with every new pair of AirPods Pro is a new chipset. We saw H1 in AirPods Pro 1, H2 in AirPods Pro 2, and so guess what chip's gonna be in AirPods Pro 3? You wouldn't have seen this coming, guys, it's H3! Oh my god. Now the H3 is said to be faster, and if you're wondering why an audio chip needs to be faster, well this allows for better ANC, which is an upgrade I'm always happy to see. Yes, AirPods Pro 2 already really good as is, but it's not like the competition is falling asleep, they're quickly catching up, and so ANC improving on AirPods Pro 3 is great news. You know what else would be great? Clicking that subscribe button. It's free and will bring you the latest about Apple right to subscription box, so please consider it. Join the Saranbyte gang now. By the way, I will say I am glad AirPod Pro 2's noise cancellation didn't get worse over time. I did notice this with AirPods Pro 1, where some updates did balk the capability of the ANC, but AirPods Pro 2 are much more reliable, and so I'm hoping AirPods 3 follow suit. Rumors don't mention anything about this, but I think we can also expect audio improvements, particularly new drivers. I'm no audiophile, but I've always been happy with how AirPods Pro 2 sound, so I'm looking forward to any audio improvements we could see with AirPods Pro 3 to make them sound even better. A new chipset can also help improve battery life, and to be honest, I hope the buds and case do last longer because AirPods batteries degrade fast, and so I really hope they can stuff in larger batteries. Obviously, a big selling point with the Apple Watch are its health features because it's very easy to upsell people on watches when it involves their health, and so Apple's now going to do the same with AirPods. Apparently, AirPods Pro 3 could feature in-ear heart rate tracking, which by the way Apple has already debuted with the recently announced Powerbeats Pro 2. So that basically confirms we should see this upgrade with the upcoming AirPods Pro. I know this isn't necessarily useful for those who already have an Apple Watch, but I'm sure there are those who don't have an Apple Watch and just use AirPods, so packing in a health feature into these earbuds isn't a bad thing at all. However, one weird disadvantage with the sensor on Powerbeats Pro is that you can't stream music whilst tracking your heart rate with gym equipment. So if you want to sync your heart rate, you just have to work out in silence, which would be very awkward. And so I'm hoping AirPods Pro 3 don't have this shortcoming, because I can't imagine that low-key being a deal breaker for gym lads like me, of course. Look how dense I am. And it's not just heart rate monitoring. Apple also plans to launch in-ear temperature detection with AirPods Pro 3. They have been researching ear canal temperature sensing, which could offer much faster, more reliable readings than the skin temperature sensor on the Apple Watch Series 10 and Ultra 2. Now, unlike the heart rate monitor, we aren't sure if this will be ready in time for the launch of AirPods Pro 3, but to be honest, I can see Apple doubling down on the health aspect in the marketing material of AirPods Pro 3, so I expect this feature to be available on these AirPods. I mean, Apple right now is promoting the hearing aid feature that recently launched via a software update, so that should tell you that Apple's shifting their focus to how AirPods could better improve your health and well-being. Even if it's not ready in time, they could quite easily just say it's coming later via a software update. They've been doing that a lot lately, Apple Intelligence, but anyway, it would be amiss to not launch this feature with AirPods Pro 3. 3. We also hear AirPods Pro 3 could feature on-device live translation. Bloomberg reports that using the iPhone's translate application, AirPods Pro can instantly translate a conversation you're having with a non-English speaker. I believe Google's earbuds already offer this, but as far as I know, it's not as fast on those, so you just end up standing there waiting to understand what the other person is saying. I hope the feature on AirPods is truly real time, because if there is a delay, that kind of defeats the purpose. And ideally, they should support more languages, because as someone who speaks Tamil, it's still frustrating the translate application does not support it. You do realize 18 million people on this planet talk that language, Apple. It's about time you had support. Now, we have heard crazy rumors like Apple adding bloody cameras to AirPods, and you're probably wondering why. Are AirPods replacing iPhones now? Well, no, essentially these are supposed to be infrared cameras that improve the spatial audio experience and could also allow for in-air gestures. There's also talk about Apple implementing small cameras for AI features, but I'm not exactly sure what that means. How do cameras and AI go hand in hand? I have no idea, but the infrared camera features are apparently not debuting before 2026, so they may be saved for a future version of AirPods Pro. But I could see Apple launching them with AirPods Pro 3 this year. It surely can't be that hard to add infrared cameras to spatial audio and some new gestures, right? Finally, coming to the release date and price, all Gurman said is that AirPods Pro 3 are months away. Wow, thanks for that groundbreaking information. But if I were to guess using my big brain, I think it makes sense to launch AirPods Pro 3 at the September event alongside the iPhone 17. Why? Well, much like the Apple Watch, AirPods are the ultimate accessory for the iPhone, and we saw AirPods Pro 2 launch with the iPhone 14s in 2022, AirPods 4 launched with the iPhone 16s in 2024, and so it only makes sense for AirPods Pro 3 to follow suit. Pricing wise, I'm unsure right now. AirPods Pro 2 did not get a price increase over AirPods Pro 1, and so I'm hoping AirPods Pro 3 stay at $249, but I could totally see Apple getting away with a small price increase, maybe to $279 or $299 because of a rise in component costs or maybe inflation. If Apple's packing in new sensors, those won't be cheap, and so yes, I could totally see Apple justifying a higher price, but I would be happy if I was wrong about this. Apple's really been all over the place when it comes to pricing recently. It's either been great deals like the A16 iPads, which stayed at $349, or mid deals like the $599 iPhone 16e, which was much more expensive than expected. And so that's why it's hard for me to predict pricing for AirPods Pro 3, because Apple can get away with any price tag at the end of the day. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and thank you for watching.